one more announcement. Tomorrow you will have an opportunity to participate our sightseeing program. For that, you can register on a website via mobile phone or to send a message on our email.
Итак, дамы и господа, добро пожаловать.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. And we are starting our first session, which is called Investment Instrument of the Eurasian Development Bank, the results and the perspectives. And I would like to invite the moderator of this session, head managing director of the Eurasian Development Bank, Ilyin Denis. Good morning. I would like to say hello to all of the participants, to all of the guests on our event, and let's start our second day. I would like to remind you that yesterday, during the speech of the chairman of the Eurasian Development Bank, on a sessions as well, we discussed the problems and the challenges and how can we resolve those problems. We talked about the Islamic finance, which can become main channel of the money flow and the income in general. So the Eurasian Development Bank is developing the Islamic finance in a very rapid way. We also talked about the transport connectivity, and those are the tasks and serious challenges that we are facing with, we and the Eurasian Development Bank facing with. But we need to combat them in order to make our region better and to improve the quality of the life. But let's today discuss it from the different angle. We would like to tell you, on the behalf of the Eurasian Development Bank, to tell you about the investment projects that we implement in the member countries. And today I would like to present my team. I am a moderator of this session, and we also have the head of the direction for the strategic project, Lebedev Victor. But all of the speakers will present the project, which, in our opinion, are the most important in the Eurasian Development Bank. And today we celebrate our 18th birthday, and we have a couple of slides, so you can not only hear but take a look at the slides as well. So if you're talking about the formats, the session will be held in Russian language, but we have the simultaneous translation as well. So everybody who would like to listen the session in English language, you can use the services of the simultaneous translation. And let's move to the presentation. As it was said, we are celebrating 18th birthday, and for this period of time, Eurasian Development Bank has invested $15 billion and provided the implementation opportunities in different sectors. The main period of the activity, I would like to say, it is last 4 years where the assets increased for 58%, and we also use a very good tool, the grant financing, within the framework of the technical support program. So it is also improved, and Eurasian Development Bank became a leader among of development bank. And in general, in Kazakhstan, the national currency is developing. And also, yeah, last year we made a new first placement on Armenian um, Armenian stock exchange. And Armenia is a very developing area as well. So the dollar and euro, those are the currency which are mostly used. And I guess yesterday you had an opportunity to listen for an information about the analytical reports on the most, I would like to say, the most serious problems for business society, for governmental structures, for the countries, and for the government of the country. So the analytics that we provide, we try to make it not only academic, but the practical as well, because based on the analytics, we can move to a real numbers, figures, and the investments for the volumes of new investments of the bank for 2023 was increased for more than 1.6 times. And why it is like that? We see a high demand for loans within the development banks in general, and we as a regional development bank, we have a cap. Unfortunately, we don't have a situation where we have a very high equity, and for us, it will be difficult to implement, to realize such big programs. That is why on today's forum, we try to discuss the attraction of the investment, finance projects, and in general cooperation, because the project, they exceed the opportunities of every big development bank. So we need to work in cooperation. One of the priority of our work, as it was said, it is the inter-country investment project, integration project. For us, such products are the basic, the basis on which we can move forward. We can make a decision. We can find a proper solution on the problems above mentioned. And today I would like to again present Viktor Lebedev, introduce you Viktor Lebedev, who will tell you about mega project in his presentations. And in our opinion, those are the key elements in our region. And I would like you to pay attention on the slide that was before. So this is the share of the integration project. And as of today, we reached the index of 64%. So our work has an effect for more than one country: macroeconomic effect, economic effect, transportation, energy, food. And the task for 2026 is to increase the number up to 70%. And Victor will tell you about the key project and about the tools which will help to find a solution. Good afternoon. I'm Viktor Lebedev. I'm head of the Directorate of Strategic Products. Why and how did we choose to those projects, and how did we decide to implement it? In 2022, we established a new strategic. We set at the main priority of our activity. Those are the inter-country integrational mega project. of the key investments. How will we prepare the investment base? And as of today, we have already implemented within the framework of our three main strategic projects. We have already implemented several projects for the amount of $15 million, and on a preliminary stage, we have project with a potential volume of financing for more than $5 billion. And what is our aim in this strategy set by the shareholder? Not less than $1.2 billion till the end of the 2026. And further, we will discuss those direction a little bit in a more detailed way. So the water and energy complex in Central Asia, why this area and this direction, I would say. So yesterday we have already discussed this topic, but I would like to tell you my opinion as well. Water and energy, those are the main resources. Without those resources, the Central Asia will not be able to reach the economical development. And only in 2030, the usage of the electricity will increase up to 36%. It's pretty 64%, and the usage of water will be increased as well. Evgeny Yurievich yesterday told us that we don't have more water, so we have some capacity now, and this is everything what we have. That is why we see a big potential in that area in order to secure the demand for the electricity and water. We see hydro potential, very big potential in this region. It is big potential in the water shortage. I mean, we can decrease the number of water used. And based on our calculation, we see the need of 50 billion. If we are talking about the water, it is more than $10 billion. That is why it is pretty challenging for the region, and we think that we have to work so hard in this direction, and we need to find a solution. The second one, the Eurasian good exchange network. Commodity distribution network. In this area, we think that there should be a better way. It has to be improved. We see very big potential in the region. We have 480 million of hectare. A lot of food is imported from other countries. More than 70% of this import could be replaced by our local products, which will be produced in the Central Asia. And at the same time, we know that there are big markets, India and China, more than 3 billion of population. So we actually have a potential not only cover our area, but to provide food for more than 600 million of people in our neighboring country. Our research shows high shortage and deficit for the product improvement in general, and recycle it for and if we are talking about our transport framework, Eurasian transport framework, here Of course, we see a very big potential in order to improve the situation. Our countries are located in a very successful geographical position. Yesterday we heard that we have a very big change to become a bridge in between of big markets. But to do that, we need some finance. We need to invest in our region in order to provide unlimited opportunities for commodity exchange. And in general, we expect the increase of 30% for the commodity distribution, and I think we can also do a lot of things in this direction. If we will have a chance, then we will improve all of the limitations that we are facing with. It will lead to the efficiency improvement, and it will lead to the increase of the commodity distribution and exchange in between of the countries. I took all of the time that I had, and shortly, I guess my colleagues will tell you more about our project. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you, Victor. Well, yes, you're right. If we will see the strategic, the mega project, then let's move to the practical examples when those when the tasks like we have in practice, how it is happening. In the structure of the bank, we have 5 project directions: the infrastructure, transport, environment, and the agriculture, the loans for the financial institution. But today we will not be stopped on the financial institution. This is a independent area of the activity. But today I would like to talk about the I would like to ask the head of I would like to ask Mariya to tell us more about the project, about the projects that we have in the industry area. I am a head of the industry directorate, and shortly about our work in our directorate. I truly love this direction, this industry sector. Why? Because it is in accordance with the mission and strategy of the bank, integration and the development of the economics of our country. We have very strong chains of work. In our portfolio, we have a lot of different sectors and industrial different areas in the industrial sectors, from small project to big projects. So different type of the area structures. And we implement all of those projects because we are out of the requirement of the national banks, and we try to find the need of the project itself. So we try to do some tailor work. Sometimes we try to participate in project. So one of them was the provision of the equipment. So this deal was successfully done. The guarantee with the Bank of China. In 2 weeks, we successfully reached all of the needed things and concluded the contract. And the next one, the construction of the plant on the production of the hydrogen peroxide. So here we really faced with a lot of challenges together with the owner of the plant. Different structures. We tried to prepare it, but anyway, this year they have launched their plant, and as of today, at the Russian market, we already have the hydrogen peroxide, high qualified. So we are happy for our client. We are happy that the product exists at the market in Russian Federation. So even though we really face with a lot of challenges. In the next project in the Republic of Armenia, the equipment for the electricity counting. And here, 3 countries are involved in order to produce this equipment, these spears brought from Belarus and Russia. I mean, there is a deep integration in this project. So I guess it is very, very suitable for the support program. The program IECO, I can tell you more about. This is a program for the rate subsidiaries, for the subsidiaries in general. One of the example of our work, I would like to tell you more about the project that we are participating now, the construction of the Amur gas chemical complex. And here we participated in a contract for the purchase of the equipment from India, Atak Vabak manufacturer, together with Bank of India and Bank of Baroda. And this contract in a process of the implementation, and I hope everything will be good. The project will be implemented. And also the next one, I think it is absolutely different project, but still in the portfolio of our directorate. Here, together with the RG Brands company, we, for the first time, applied a mechanism for the export risk insurance. This tool was developed recently. Our employees, they caught the idea of the situation. They offered it to the client. Client was agree. So I told you about several projects, but it is not all. Of course, sometimes we have different options of the financing on the loan provision. So we don't want to stop on the existing projects, on the existing plans. We would like to develop together with the industrial sector, together with the countries in Central Asia. So we will be happy to do more. Actually, when we talk about the activity of the Eurasian Development Bank, maybe it sounds like, well, it sounds how it sounds, let's say like that. But anyway, we hear a lot of words like first, unique, and it is in regard of the tools that we apply in a work with the clients. But when we work with the clients, we try to use the principle of the boutique project. So separately, we try to find a solution for this project. And the solution should be in accordance with the aims and the goals of the project. So it is a tailor-made work. Sometimes, for example, we have difficult deals, or sometimes it could be a pretty simple deals. We can sign a contract within a short period of time, but mostly every case is pretty difficult. We need to go deeply into every and each case in accordance with the financial risk and etc. So this is a standard things for the bank. It is very important for the private sector. And here you can find a table, a small diagram that we have prepared last year, but we actually didn't expect the numbers like that. So if we are talking about the Well, if you're talking about the results, we have a very unique position because the main development banks, they are working on the sovereign project, they're using the guarantees, but in our case, 99% of the projects are not related with the it is not related with the budgetal guarantee, with the budget guarantee. But anyway, I would like to give a floor to Sergey Ignatov. He's working on a transport. He is the head of the Directorate for Transport and Infrastructure of the Eurasian Development Bank. And I think in Almaty, some of the solutions for transport and infrastructure have been already implemented. Maybe you pay attention on that. Okay, the floor is yours, Mr. Sergey. Hello, dear friends. I'm happy to see you all here. I'm happy to see my old friends here and all of the new people, new colleagues. I guess those forums are very nice to conduct that network. So if you're talking about the transport and infrastructure, so in that area we selected a couple of projects that we would like to tell more about them. So you will have a general idea what project we have, what can we do, what type of tool we have. So just shortly about the project. It is a highway, big Almaty highway, and west highway diameter. So in St. Petersburg. So those people who lives in St. Petersburg or who been in St. Petersburg, they know the problem from the center to the side areas. This is the largest project in world in highway construction, and the amount of the investment $3.8 million of USA. And by the time of the implementation, I'm sorry, 3.8 billion. And if we will take a look at the rate during the time of the implementation and take a look at the rate now, and if we'll compare, then nowadays, I mean, in nowadays calculation, it would become 8 billion, not 3.8. Also, the design and architecture of this project, I guess we already can recognize. You can see the picture. I guess you can recognize this bridge, this highway, this diameter. I guess everybody in St. Petersburg already knows about this highway and the need of this road. Last year, 105 million of cars used this highway, but we actually expected this result in 2030, which proves that this project has a real need and demand. And the second project is in Almaty, big highway. Almaty citizen really expected this ring road. It was implemented in 2023, and we expected one result, but actually we got a better situation. So it is a perfect scenario, 30% more than it was expected. And the project was structured in accordance with the best practices, world best practices. There was an international competition for the participation in this project, and the consortium of 4 legal entities won, 2 companies from Turkey and 2 companies from South Korea. Besides, this project was financed, together with us, European Bank for Reconstruction and the Islamic Development Bank as well. How can I move back? Oh, okay. The next slide is also about the construction, but not in a city, but the project was in Kyrgyzstan. It is a bypass road, construction of the bypass road, not in a city. But of course, citizens of Bishkek, they suffer from the traffic jams and etc. The project is not that expensive, around $30,000, but very needed for the Republic and important for us as well. Why do we need it? Because it is the first project for the governmental and private sector cooperation in the Kyrgyz Republic, and we are happy that we are involved in the implementation of the projects like that, and we think that it can become a very nice start and the platform. And also in Taliati, the bypass road, it is a project, the part of the construction of work of the road to China, the west road to China. And here we expected to receive a tranche for the VAT payment, for the tax payment, for the reserve accounts payment, but this project was implemented. It will be launched on the next week, and the official launch of the project will be held next week. The Nurjoli automobile checkpoints. This is very important project for us as well. Nurlijol automobile checkpoint. In this project, we are the MODA creditors. The result of this project is very impressive because with the help of our project, the capacity was improved in 30%. And in general, if we take a look at the numbers, they will tell us more information than my words, I would say. The numbers are solid. And also, the modernization of the international terminal of the Almaty airport. Those who have already been in Almaty, well, most probably you know about the queues in airport. We didn't have enough seats. And again, if we take a look at the number, in 2020, through our Almaty airport, 3.5 million of passenger, that was the load. And last year, this number was increased in 3 times. So 9 million of passengers, of the travelers. So it's pretty high load. That is why we've seen a very high need of the modernization of the airport. So for this project, we have received awards, and it was one of the first projects in Central Asia which is certified by the IFC. So not only about the transport infrastructure, I mean, we have other projects. For example, it is the gas pipe Sararka construction. 2.5 million of people now have an access for the gas, and everything was improved. The environmental situation, the quality of life, and I'm sure that people in the region itself will get an impulse for the further development. I would like to stop here, and concluding my speech, I would like to highlight the fact that we have very big number of tools. We try to find a unique approach to every project. So if you have some projects or anything, please do not hesitate to contact us. We will be happy to see new clients, new partners, new friends. Thank you, Sergey. Before we will move to the Directorate on the agriculture, before that, I would like to pay attention on 2 points. When we talked about transport project, 2 words always popped up: the syndicate the number of the projects. So the syndicate, it is the standard procedure because in transport project we have very high risk, and in order to distribute the risk, in order to cover all of the areas, of course we need to use the syndicates. We need a situation when the development bank are merging, are working together in one project. So this is a good example of the process in general. The governmental private partnership, this is the second point. Well, it will help to improve the budget. It will improve the situation. Banks are taking the responsibility for the risks, and by that we attract private investors. As it was said, not only public sector should develop the economy and the investment project. Everybody would like to attract the private investors as well. And this element is one of our key tools for the improvement. So later we will talk about this governmental private partnership. But if we are talking about the projects for the agriculture, I would like to give a floor to Aigul Stakhanova, Mukhamadiyeva. And if we take a look at the volume of the investments that have been implemented by the Eurasian Development Bank in our region, then the efficiency would be $10 for every 10 projects, so 10 by 1. And again, it is pretty serious index. I mean, the numbers are solid, and I hope that we all are proud of the results. So please, Aigul, the floor is yours. Good afternoon, dear participants of the forum. I'm happy to see everybody here yesterday and today as well. And our clients, respected clients, we are happy to see you at our forum. I would like to tell you about the most important sector. This is the sector of the natural resources and the agriculture. As analytics shows, this sector takes a big share in a world in general. It not only takes a high share of the GDP, but it is the factor of the economical development of the countries, especially in the Republic of Kazakhstan. The tax for the natural resources and for the mining of the natural resources takes more than 70%. If you're talking about the taxes out of the gas and oil sector, it is 14%, so a high difference. The contribution of the natural resources to the economy of Kyrgyzstan is pretty high. During the 2023, as analytics shows, the sector was improved and the number reached up to 11%. And if we are talking about the GDP of the member country, then of course this sector plays very important role in the economy in general. If we are talking about the agriculture, then we see not big but constant development and improvement. As the situation shows in Kyrgyzstan, so here you can see the chart, the share of the sector for the natural resources and agriculture in several countries, so you can compare. The Eurasian Development Bank also supports and contributes into the improvement of the natural resources in the environment. For the last 5 years, the bank invested in a mining and in a sector in general more than $2 billion. As it was shown before, bank invest $10 billion in economy in general, and 2 billion out of 10 is for the agriculture and the natural resources. If we're talking about the portfolio of the bank, then the sector takes 38% in the portfolio of the bank. Of course, every project which was financed by the bank is the key for the economy of its country, and maybe even for the region. That is why I would like to tell you about some unique projects. For example, new factory. First of all, 38,000 of new jobs. Improvement of the situation. This plant takes 12th place in the world for the copper production. So new deliveries and the sales have been improved. If we talk about Uzbekistan, which is also a member country, then the bank financed the gold mining located in Central Asia in Uzbekistan. Those resources have been sent for the modernization of the situation of the gold mining, which really improved the region economy. And we need to consider the fact that this enterprise and the factory is a big taxpayer as well. So this is important. In general, bank always demonstrates and promotes the agenda That is why ECG agenda. That is why we also work on the coal. We have projects in the portfolio for the coals as well. So we try to find best project that will be in accordance with the ECG agenda, protect environment, to improve alternative enterprises for the production of the steel, and at the same time we will create new jobs and improve the economical development of the region. And the second project in the coal, second project for the coal production is presented on the slide. And again, we will improve the environmental situation. In agricultural sector, well, first of all, we finance and provide investments for the Belarusian company producing the chicken meat. Well, $50 million have been provided for the financing of the current activity of the site in general, and like production facilities in general. And also, they are selling the products and the goods to our neighboring country, to the Russia, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, from Belarus. This approach in support by our bank of such project, of course, influence on the Central Asia and the operational processes as well. And those countries that are members but with the minority share, for example, Armenian Republic, there we also implemented a project on a creation of new high technology production of the milk and meat, dairy products and meat. The investments by the bank will allow to improve the tax situation, but also it has a high social effect, like creation of new jobs and improvement of the quality of lives. One of the main strategic areas and direction of the bank is the support of the small and medium-sized enterprises and businesses. So this task is implemented together with the national company, Food Corporation in the Republic of Kazakhstan. This is the governmental institute of the development, the activity of which is sent for the support of the farmers. And we have provided a loan to this corporation for further finance provision to the small and medium-sized businesses. And I would like to highlight the contribution of the bank in the countries in Central Asia and in general in member countries such as Armenia with a minority share. So very important and beneficial project. Thank you so much for your attention. I would like to pay attention on the project that we have implemented in Armenia. Here we have the clients and the partners. Nowadays I would like to call them even friends from Armenia. They are here. And the moment that I wanted you to pay attention on, the aim of the Eurasian Development Bank is not only provide the finances, but also to reach the maximum effect on the industry, on the country, in a social sector as well. That is why I wanted to pay attention, your attention on that. This project helped to reach the highest standards for the dairy product and meats, because the quality of the products now is totally different. And today, the standards that have been implemented within the framework of this project now distributes to the rest of the country, which really leads to the changes in this industry. And I mean, it really helped to improve the quality of the product by providing the investments. We improve the social situation. So this is what we try to be to rely on. That is why I wanted to pay attention on this project, and thanks to our clients who are today presented here. The technical support of the Eurasian Development Bank. Well, I would like to say those are the grants. All of the income of the bank, I mean, everything that we have earned is in the bank. But then those money are mainly distributed in between of two funds for the support of the project on grant basis. This is also a very important tool for approval of the situations when the project is, I would like to say, an independent one. So we do provide the grants. Those funds are very, very important, especially in the countries with the economies, the size of which doesn't allow to work with the commercial rates of the global financial market. Because Tajikistan, Armenia, and Uzbekistan, those are the countries with the small economy in general. The number of the investments reached already $14 million. And we also have a separate tool I would like to stop on here, but we will discuss it a little bit later. Now we can move to the Azamat Tyuleubai. He is the managing director of the Directorate on Energy of the Eurasian Development Bank. Azamat, please. Yes. Dear partners, dear clients, thank you for your time. I would like to present a couple of projects, but first of all, I would like to tell you about the fact that in Kazakhstan, new ministry was established. We have become first partner who wanted to work together with the ministry. Today, after our session, we will sign an agreement together with the ministry, together with the United Nations Development Program. That is why, dear participants, I would like to pay your attention that today, after today's sessions, we will sign an agreement, and with the help of the forums, we have an opportunity to sign such agreements, to meet new people, new partners, and find a new cooperation. Also, the project reconstruction of the plant Astrakhan Magishlag. You can see that the total amount of the investment, $250 million, and the amount of the investment provided by the bank, $47 billion. And later on the slide, you can see that here we need to take a look at the effect, not on the investments only. It improved the water situation in country in general, for the enterprises, for every individual in general. And moving to the energy, from water to energy, then here we prepared a couple of projects. All of the clients ask the same questions. What are the terms? What is the rate? How fast can you implement the project? But I would like to tell that it is always differs. Sometimes it can take 14 days, sometimes it can take years, so it depends on the difficulty of the project. So that is why within the structure of the bank, we try to find a proper solution for every client. And moving to the projects, Almaty, here we have implemented new mechanism for the attraction of the investments. And this project is related to the Almaty CHP. Well, here we also contributes to the environment because the combined heat and power plant decreased the CO2 emissions. And the bank took the leading position in the implementation of this project. And also, we have prepared other projects. As of today, we have implemented a couple of projects in the sector of the renewable energy resources. We invested into the construction of the solar, to the green energy in general, to the solar panels in Armenia, and the total amount of the investment is $450 million. And as of today, 440 megawatt per hour, this is the number that we have today with the help of the projects like that. And further, of course, we will continue to work in this direction. Some of the projects are already at the preliminary stage. Some of them are finished successfully. And also some wind electrostation, 150 megawatt. This is the number in the portfolio of our bank. Those projects that you can see on the slides are already implemented on the territory of the member country. And the last but not least, Kulanak project implemented in Kyrgyzstan, 100 megawatt. Why this project is unique? The bank financed in a syndicate with different banks, as it was said today in the transport sector that we are working in syndicate. In Kyrgyzstan, this project was implemented with the participation of Kyrgyz and Russian funds, Eurasian Development Bank, and the share of the investments is equal. Each party invested $44 million. Why this project is unique? It covers the sector and improve the irrigation processes in general. And I think we will be able to cover 30% of the shortages and deficits. At least it will already improve the situation. Today we tried to select project for you that shows the mission of the bank. Today, we are at our annual forum of the bank, and I hope next year, when we'll conduct same forums, our participants will come again, and we will be able to meet again. Thank you so much. Thank you, Azamat. I would like to take an opportunity and add one thing. As it was said, in our portfolio, we have project for the construction of the solar panels, of the green ecology, and today here we also have our partners in Kyrgyzstan. Soon we will launch the project.
Момент, связанный с ГЭС Куланак в Кыргызстане, кроме того, что это действительно возобновляемый.
In Kyrgyzstan, this project, which will be implemented soon, well, first of all, it was prepared. This project was prepared together with Kyrgyz Development Institute. It will improve the generation of the electricity in an industry for 18%. Because in Kyrgyzstan there is a situation. The usage of the electricity based on seasons, so that is why for Kyrgyzstan it's crucial to implement such green ecology and to be able to produce electricity on a constant basis. And I would like to repeat myself, those are our main tools that we try to provide to our countries, member country. And of course, we try to always attract private investors. But implementation of each project depends not only financial part, but also the legislation, the law in general, the regulations at the level of the governmental regulation as well. We do understand that it cannot happen immediately. It is the evolution, and that is why bank try to participate all the time in trainings and seminars. We think that this activity will improve the Central Asian region, and we suppose that in Kazakhstan and Tajikistan those tools are used not that good. We will test it further and show practically how will it work in the Kyrgyzstan Republic. So in order to launch this topic and shift it for, that is why the floor is given to Maslova Svetlana, director for the governmental private partnership of the Eurasian Development Bank.
Перед вами новостная лента евразийского пространства ГЧП.
Some countries, they focus on the small projects of PPP in Armenia and Belarus. Kyrgyzstan receives international recognition, whereas Russia shows PPP sends to the space, and the space infrastructure is PPP now, and Kazakhstan makes the so PPP continues to serve, and we see this by the infrastructure markets. But the new trends impacting existing parameters of PPP and suggests new requirements to the participants and their financial instruments, opening new opportunities. There are a lot of new questions whether the PPP will change for the better or vice versa, and what the investors should be ready for, whether the states, member states have resources and competence to open the PPP potential, to unlock it, and what is the role of the banks, especially Development Bank. Eurasian Development Bank is trend setting, making its project activities and supporting the activities within the international and regional trends. Trend for sustainable development is one of the dominating in the 21st century, and has been supported by SDGs, 17 SDGs, and practical application in sustainable development, green projects, climate projects that could be applied in PPP format. PPP is